Derby County transfer target Callum Brittain has a little bit of a transfer update. Now, obviously, over the course of the last few weeks, Derby County and Middlesbrough have both seen bids rejected for the right-sided fullback. But where will he be ending up by the end of the transfer window? Now, over the course of the last 24 hours, it has been confirmed by Blackburn Rovers that Callum Brittain will be part of the travelling squad to their European tour over in Spain. But does that mean he will stay at the club? Of course, it certainly doesn't. But where will he end up? Now, it obviously seems as if talks with Middlesbrough aren't as far as many were perceived to believe, or that deal has simply just fallen through. Now, does that open the door for Derby County? Is there the budget there to go and get this deal done? I'm not entirely sure, but it certainly does note that him going on this European tour certainly closes the door on a potential move to Middlesbrough, at least right now. Now, obviously, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but let's get into it a little bit more. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, obviously, Brittain is a very, very good player. Obviously, a right-sided fullback, as I mentioned earlier on in this video. And I think when you look at Derby County at the moment, you obviously look at that right-back position. You've got Kane Wilson, Ryan Niambi, Joe Ward, and the newly developing Isaac Gordon. And you look at a potential move for Callum Brittain and you think, well, what does that mean for those players at the club? Now, obviously, as it stands right now, Derby County quite clearly had a bid rejected for that of Callum Brittain, as it didn't seem to go any further from that first notice of a bid. Now, you've obviously got the situation in regards to Middlesbrough, where bids were put in, personal terms were just seemingly being spoken about, but ultimately no deal has come to an agreement at this moment in time on the 20th of July. Now, obviously, when it comes to Blackburn Rovers, they still have the right completely to hold him off until next summer, really, when they can let him go on a free transfer. But ultimately, is that what they want to do? Now, obviously, when it comes to Blackburn Rovers, they've obviously got their problems off the pitch and they make some really, really poor decisions. You look at the decision to let Tyrese Dolan get into the final year of his contract. You've got it again now with that of Callum Brittain. I think Lewis Travis is another one with only a year or two left on his contract. And there's so many players in this Blackburn squad who could potentially move on to pastures new, which ultimately is because of their failure to renew contracts and things like that. And Derby County have their own issues, especially in that right-back position. I think both Niambi and Kane Wilson are both out of contract at the end of this season. I think Joe Ward is as well, actually. So it's one of those for me where Derby County are also in a similar position where they've got players who they may want to keep potentially going out the door. Now, in terms of Callum Brittain, the fact that no deal has been done with Middlesbrough as of right now, as I'm recording this video, I think it speaks to the volumes of what Blackburn are potentially asking for. And I think it opens up the door as to why Derby County have been looking at other targets. The one I mentioned yesterday, in Alfie Gilchrist from Chelsea, but obviously he's valued at around £5 million. But then you've also got to discuss, there's more room for potential with Alfie than there is with Callum Brittain. And that's obviously sort of, you've got to then look at the long-term project of where are we going to be in 3-4 years' time? Can Callum Brittain take the step up to that next level if that's where Derby County go? Can Gilchrist step up to the next level if Derby County were to get there? And that's sort of the position we find ourselves in now. It's looking at the potential fees that we're going to spend and where Derby County may find themselves at the end of not just this season, but the upcoming seasons as well. And that's sort of the really difficult part of this conversation for me, because as much as I like the idea of bringing in Callum Brittain, and I think he is a very good fullback in the Championship, he's proven himself, I also do believe it's going to take a big sort of fee and maybe even a decent chunk of wages to be able to get that deal done. And would I prefer to put that money into Kane Wilson, who is only a couple of years younger and obviously has his off-field injury issues, which obviously Derby County have had to deal with over the course of the last couple of years, or would I prefer Derby County to go out and spend that extra little bit of money on the signing of the Chelsea youngster? Now, obviously for Derby, they've also got to look at what's available in the youth academy. You've got Isaac Gordon coming through in that right-back position, who I think has been phenomenal in pre-season so far. You look a little bit further down, you've got the likes of Case Gordon, you've got Freddie Turley, you've got Jack Perry as well, who can play in that right-back, right-wing-back position as well. So it's a very, very interesting predicament that Derby County find themselves in. Now, is it one where I believe it'll be dealt with this transfer window? I personally don't believe so. I think this is going to be sort of an ongoing problem this season, is that right back slot, especially if they can't get a deal done for Brittain or a move for Gilchrist. And that's obviously something which will have to be addressed across the course of the season. And what is going to happen with the likes of Joe Ward, the likes of Ryan Niambi? Obviously, both of those currently out injured. Is Joe Ward going to be available for the start of the season? We don't know. Is Kane Wilson? Obviously, Kane Wilson went on the pre-season tour to Austria, but there's so many questions, and in my opinion, not really many answers at the moment. Now, obviously for me, in my opinion, the main focus for Derby County should be on that central midfield slot and those wide areas, but I completely understand why John Eustace is looking at the right back position. Obviously, we've looked at the left back position as well over the course of the last couple of weeks, but it's one of those for me where we don't really have a set in stone decision for a long-term right back, with Kane Wilson out of contract, Ryan Niambi, Joe Ward all set to be out of contract. And for me, that needs dealing with, but obviously we're going to have to wait for that to happen, because it's not something that's going to happen overnight. Now, obviously, you can let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments. Do you think Derby County are going to go back in for Callum Brittain? Do you think it's sort of case closed for Derby now, with Middlesbrough failing to get that sort of deal over the line? And I'd imagine Middlesbrough are probably in a little bit of a better financial position than us. So it's going to be interesting. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you have not done so already. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.